everybody, it's Vivi at Home Writes. Welcome back to my channel. So I thought today I would jump on board and do the new AuthorTube 2.0 tag. Hi guys! So I'm starting out with the first couple of questions on the AuthorTube 2.0 tag, originated by Jenna Streety, kind of to revamp and reignite AuthorTube in a positive way. So I'm going to jump right in with the first question. It says, what's your book's pitch? And if you have multiple works, choose your favorite. And then question number 2 is, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? And since I have a couple of favorite book pitches that I've got going on right now, I'm just going to read the 3 that I'm working on mostly right now, and then I'm just going to skip question 2 because I'm not exactly sure how to pitch myself right now because I'm kind of all over the place. So number 1 is my YA fantasy. It's the Ellyron series, the one I'm always talking about. It's kind of like my pet love project. So the current pitch that I have going on is Sebastian finds a mirror that transports him to Ellyron, a world rich in forbidden magic. Now he's lost in an uprising and the mystery of an ancient struggle. Will he turn a blind eye to injustice and do what he must, risking it all to make it home safely, no matter what? But obviously that ends in a question and not quite as wrapped up as I'd like it to be, so I still have work to do on that one. And then my middle grade, that's more of a YA fiction. My middle grade pitch that I worked on at the last online conference I attended, I got some good feedback and it was refined a little bit. So this one is, when she discovers a plot to destroy her home and enslave her tribe, a little mouse named Teensy goes on a big adventure with the unlikely help of her wild cousin and a house cat called Seven. She learns the true meaning of love, sacrifice, and loss, and discovers her own true worth. So that's The Many Adventures of Teensy and Squeaker. And then my current romance that I've been working on a ton right now, I have my pitch saved on my Camp Nano project from April. So when wayward Brianna returns home after 6 years gone, she and her 4 sisters must relearn their sisterly bond. They must rely on newly discovered powers and a twisted network of unknown history to gain the strength to stand as powerful women and save Bree's true love, and themselves from the dark elements that would stop at nothing to destroy their inner light, just as they have reclaimed it. So those 3 are my 3 current works in progress that are my book pitches. Okay, so question number 3 is, what do you usually write? And so as you can see, I jump around a lot. So I've got YA, I've got middle grade, mostly adventure stuff, coming of age stuff, and I've got a couple of picture books I've been working on. I'm doing the illustrations myself. I probably will be self-publishing. I also have a little bit, I dabble in a little bit of just like chick lit romance, which is what my last pitch, though, which is Walnut Creek, was for, just because that's one of my fun reads that I like doing. That is it. I like to do some short story fiction stuff, writing from personal experience, all that kind of stuff, but mostly those are the categories I enjoy writing in. So question number 4 is, what's something you'll never write? And I think I would have said sci-fi, but not recently, in the last like 5 years, my husband and I had kind of started working on a sci-fi because that's what he likes to read. So I can't say that anymore because I have worked on a sci-fi project. One thing I probably won't write is like horror. I'm okay with mystery. I'm okay with like detective stuff, but horror, because I'm a big wimp and scary stuff scares me. What's your goal for starting an AuthorTube channel? So my goal when I first started my channel was basically to make some author friends and to document my journey. It's been a very, very lonely process since I started doing it. I've been writing for a long time, and I didn't even know that this community was so big. The community of aspiring writers until this past year, 2018, I finally kind of started discovering some of the channels on YouTube, and I went, whoa, what is this? I could have been getting this advice all along. I could have been finding friends. I could have been networking. What? So that is number one, to connect, and number two, to document the journey that I'm taking. So it says number 6, what made you want to start writing? So for me, writing has kind of always been there. Writing and art were things that I was doing when I was very little. I actually have a picture of myself at, I think, maybe 2 or 3, writing and drawing at my grandmother's table. And I've just, ever since I was a kid, I've always written. It's how I work through my feelings. It's how I dealt with stresses or all sorts of things that were going on in my life. I would write or draw out everything. And I only recently kind of got the balls to jump in and explore that as a profession. And I just kind of did it as a hobby. And then when I kind of got wind of the fact that you can still pursue this stuff into, you're beyond the age of like college, then I went, whoa, okay, why wasn't I doing this all along? I could have been way further ahead than now, because I've been consistently writing as my own secret little love since I was a kid. So there's that. It says, what's your publishing path? Self-published, traditional, hybrid, haven't decided, or just write for fun? Well, for the first AuthorTube Newbie Tag, I had not published anything, and I still feel like I haven't really, but I kind of have. I finally this year put out in May, I released my very first self-published picture book called Addie and the Baby Dragon, which is on Amazon. And I am working on my second picture book, which is Just Won't Nap Jack, and that will be released sometime in November. And so I have technically been published now. I've just done it myself, and there was a big learning curve there because I didn't know a lot of the ins and outs of it. So I'm glad I took that little leap and tried it out myself. I would like for some of my bigger projects to be published, which is why I'm taking a lot of time with them. I'm revising and editing and revisiting and all sorts of things, and making sure my plot lines are really strong, and going through and working on my editing. So I would like to eventually start sending those out as queries. So that is my journey. What content do you bring to the AuthorTube table? So my channel is Vivi at Home Writes. I'm a mom author channel. So what I'm doing is, some of my videos are about how to work around being a full-time mother while also pursuing your own dream of being a writer, and I'm trying to touch on that as much as I can in every video. A lot of the tags, I take at least 1 or 2 questions and gear them towards how to work as a mom from home while doing something that doesn't necessarily pay you. And I think that it's working out great, especially considering that I'm also doing an illustrator's journey as well on the side, because I always have done art, but I am learning a new art skill, which is digital art. I had not known how to do that prior to starting this channel, and I have been slowly learning and incorporating that into my channel. So that's what I'm bringing to AuthorTube. What is your biggest writing struggle? So my biggest writing struggle seems to be 1, finishing, and 2, staying focused. I have a lot of great ideas. I have resources to edit and format and all that, and I'm really great at learning new skills and figuring out like drafting and editing and design and all that stuff. That doesn't scare me. The thing that seems to scare me the most is having something finished to my standard. So finishing, and I think just staying focused on the project at hand while I'm working on it so that I can finish it to the best quality. Because for me, also time management, because with 3 little kids, it's really hard to get to what I want to do when you have all that mom guilt going on. There's so many kid things I could be doing right now instead of what I want to do. So that's one of the juggles as well. Okay, so what's your best writing skill? For me, my best writing skill would be just the images. I can see things really clearly in my head, and so getting them out, I never have a lack of or, low supply of imagery and description. I have up the wazoo, which my younger sister would remind me to cut back on the commas and the run-on sentences because of all of the description I'm trying to get out.
If you've been on AuthorTube for a while, what's your best AuthorTube tip?
So my best AuthorTube tip would be to make sure that you have your setup planned in advance. I've had to switch around a few times. I had to move my room around. The lighting is not something I can super invest in, so I'm using a lot of daylight and a small light and stuff like that. Getting your setup really consistent. Mine isn't completely the way I want it, but for what I have, it works. So that would be my... And planning your stuff in advance, that's something I'm having a hard time getting to, and making sure you have a file system. So 3 things. I have no way to file these videos. My computer is very low memory, and so I've had to get an external hard drive, and I've had to ask people, how do you work on your files and not overrun your phone, your tablet, your computer, however you're doing it? Because I keep doing that. So figure out that in advance, or else you're going to end up with big gaps in your filming time. Okay, so it was an option between these 2. The second question that there was the option between is, if you're new to AuthorTube, what's your biggest AuthorTube question? But I don't really have one right now. Okay, so number 13. Are you looking for any new channels to follow? Betas, CPs, other types of writing buddies? If so, tell us what you're looking for and connect with them in the comments. I am always looking for writing buddies. Like I said before, it's been a really, really lonely writing process, and I'm kind of an introvert, and I've got the kids. So it helps me to communicate with other people. I'm not the greatest at responding because I do have the kids to work around, and I'm always busy doing them first. And so my response times are always slow and way after the fact. But I'm really, really looking forward to connecting with more people in AuthorTube. Also, definitely CPs. I'm not sure I'm ready for beta readers just yet. I'm still working on that. But critique partners, heck yeah! I need to hear what more people think, because I am so in my own head that, and my small circle of critique partners, which is my wonderful niece and my wonderful younger sister, but I need more. I need more opinions, because they kind of know how to tiptoe around me now, and they are still blunt, but they're sweetly blunt, which means and they're both very busy, so which means I'm not getting all the harsh criticism that I do need. So, and I've got a thin skin because I've never really done this before. I've always kind of kept to myself, but I would love critique partners and other writing friends.
So, what are you most excited during this new, fresh start on AuthorTube?
Well, the same thing that I was excited about when I first discovered AuthorTube. All of the great positive vibes that were going on when I first found it, and was watching everybody's videos and was going, wow, I wish I had thought of doing this. You know, the creativity, the information sharing, the friendships, it really seemed like a loving, great community to be a part of. And I'm still seeing that in the background of all the drama that happened this year, which I wasn't really keeping track of until after the fact. So, hey, if we could start back the way we were when I found it, that'd be great, because I'd love to interact with those people and that vibe. So that is it. If you want to do these 14 questions, go ahead and film your own AuthorTag 2.0 video, and follow Jenna Streety. She is the originator of the tag, and check out all the other AuthorTube 2.0 videos. I've been seeing a lot of them popping up since she did it, and let's get this community back on track. Thanks for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and check out my picture book on Amazon. Bye!